Is this the return of split pusher meta? Patch 11.13 is here to shake things up. We invited 3 LEC pro players to discuss some of the most important changes coming into the game. Fnatic Nisqy and Lions Armut and Kaiser will be talking about the addition of Anathemas Chains, Hullbreaker, mid lane and mobility changes, and Tahm Kench's long-awaited rework. Anathemas Chains has arrived to give you a whopping 650 health in addition to 20 ability haste. On top of that, its passive Vendetta takes up to 30% reduced damage from your nemesis, 1% per Vendetta stack. And Vengeance at max stacks reduces 20% tenacity off your nemesis while they are near you. The item allows you to select an enemy champion as your nemesis, and over the course of a minute, you start to build Vendetta against them. The new legendary item, Hullbreaker, is set to replace Sanguine Blade as a primary choice for champions that are looking to provide a little extra pressure in the side lanes across the rift. Champions will get plus 50 attack damage, 400 health, and 150 base health regeneration. But more importantly, when players are alone in lane, they will get a 20% increased damage to towers with 20 to 45 armor and MR. Additionally, this is the first item in a couple of years to have an interaction with minions, with nearby large minions gaining 60 to 135 armor and magic resist, and a 200% increased damage to towers when the player is isolated from his teammates.
From what I read from the patch notes, I think this item going to be really huge changer for top lane. I think split pushers are gonna be back. That's what I'm thinking, especially like Fiora, Camille, and stuff. Actually, I'm not sure about Camille because Camille might buy some different items than Fiora, but Fiora in the B meta for sure, I think. That's what I think.
And what do you think of split pushing meta?
It's kind of fun because I'm top lane and split pushing is like, call on my team, guys, don't die. Like, if they die, it's their mistake. If they don't die, we win the game. And who split pushed? I did, so it's all good for top lanes, I think.
Revealed a mobility reduction change coming into the game, with major nerfs to various items like Stridebreaker, Death's Dance, and Prowler's Claw.
I think there are too many stuff and too many champions, too many items that give you like dashes, movement speed, and I feel like everyone is just so fast, and like there's Karma and then there's just Shirelia, you know, so I feel like if you play a champion with no dashes right now, it feels really terrible in my opinion. That's why in competitive, to be honest, I feel like every champ has a dash already in every single comp. So yeah, it feels hard to play these, at least the mages that are kind of immobile, first of all. And that's why you see a lot of melees and a lot of mobility champions on mid. So yeah, I think if they reduce it, it will for sure change the meta a lot.
Tahm Kench's highly anticipated update is just about to drop, making him a more viable champion in solo queue settings as opposed to only in a highly coordinated team environment. Notable tweaks are on Tonglash with a self-healing of 6 to 10% of missing health, now applying a passive stack when hitting a champion. The biggest changes are to his W, which now resemble his old ultimate, and now his ultimate ability deals a little bit greater damage than before.
Yes. I mean, so especially for solo queue, it's like really important to be independent of teammates, I guess, like even as a support, because like, I mean, support is the most team dependent role, but you can still do something alone, because you can like roam somewhere and like you can help your other teammates, I guess. Like if someone is inting, like if your AD carry is inting you, you can like roam to your mid lane or something. Tahm Kench didn't really have like that option too much because like he's really slow, like he only has like, yeah, he only has a slow, so he's not the best ganker either. And like his best use case is kinda getting your AD carry through lane, right? So if your AD carry is inting you, like as Tahm Kench, you can't really do anything because you don't scale well. Like you're kind of useless after some time. So yeah, that was kind of like the reason why he's kind of bad in solo queue right now. I mean they're changing like some of it so that like for example, I think the W is like now a teleport or something, and he can like move around the map quicker. Like that's really good for ganking, right? Like you can just maybe just randomly show up on top lane, right? Gank that top laner, he's never gonna expect it, and you just get a free kill. You win your team the game, right? I think that like roaming, especially in solo queue, is just really broken because like no one really like looks at the map. No one has any wards and stuff like this. So usually you can just get a few free kills. I think the Q is like some healing or something. I think that's really good for lane as well because Tahm Kench is pretty vulnerable to harass, like especially if he doesn't have E yet. So just being stronger in lane by like healing a lot and being able to stay in lane a lot longer and maybe even fights, I think is a really good idea, I guess.
But given the champion was already decent in pro play before the rework, how are things expected to go on stage now that he has reached his ultimate form?
I mean, him losing his W is like the biggest change because his W was the only reason you would ever pick him. So like him not using, like losing the safety net is like probably gonna kill him. Like if he doesn't find another niche. Like right now his niche is you just play immobile AD carries with him that can't that you have to protect, right? Like same theory as why you pick a Thresh, for example. You just pick them with Aphelios, with Jinx, Varus, Ashe, like these kind of immobile carries that are vulnerable to getting dived on. So he probably loses this niche now. Like he's probably gonna have to find like another niche, like maybe like a roaming support now, like Bard maybe. I will have to see like how his stats look like, how his like cooldowns look like, right? Like you can't really already know what he's gonna be like. But I would suspect like if his W is actually like a semi-global teleport, like I'm suspecting that he's gonna be like more of a playmaker, I guess, like more of a roamer. More like Bard, I guess, that you just pick in matchups that your AD carry can survive in, maybe like an Ezreal or something. So you can just leave lane and like just roam somewhere and help your jungler or something. I suspect that will be the case, but in pro play, it's for sure going to be a lot worse in the scenarios that you would pick him before.
If you're looking for more League of Legends content, and if you're interested in more LEC and LCS interviews, make sure that you follow .esports here on YouTube and on Twitter at .esports.